Loading.
Andrew, I can't wait for him to start interning in my office.
Yeah. We'll get them all set there, right, Daniele? All ready?
Okay, folks, we are live. Welcome, everybody.
All right, great. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is State Senator Andrew Gounardes from Southern Brooklyn, and welcome to our first ever, the inaugural, if you will, statewide virtual celebration of Greece's independence, hosted and sponsored by the 6 members of the Greek American Legislators Caucus. There are now 6 of us represent our communities up in Albany, myself, Senators James Skoufis, Daphne Jordan, and of course the first Greek elected anywhere in New York, Senator Michael Gianaris, as well as Assembly Member Michael Tannousis and Assembly Member John Lemondes. So we are so excited and happy to bring this celebration to you all, especially this year in celebration of the 200th anniversary of Greece's independence. Every year we always make a big deal of Greek Independence Day, but this year especially is a very big deal. I'm joined with me, my little assistant here, our little Evzone, my 12-week-old baby, Vangelis. So tomorrow would be his name day after his baptism. Vangelis Simeon. He'll join us for part of the celebration, and he'll, if he's not crying at least, and I know he's very happy to be here. But without any further ado, we will first begin our program by performing our national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά, και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρο χαίρε ελευθεριά, και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρο χαίρε ελευθεριά, και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρο χαίρε ελευθεριά. Ζήτω η ελευθερία, ζήτω η Ελλάδα.
All right, great. And now we are very fortunate to have a few greetings from representative of Greece's government, the United States. First, we will hear a message of greeting from Her Excellency Alexandra Papadopoulou, the U.S. Ambassador to Greece.
Of Greece's War of Independence. Dear Senators and Assemblymen, dear friends, as Greece's representative to the United States, it is my pleasure and an honor to address you on this special occasion of the bicentennial of Greece's War of Independence, a struggle that enabled the Greek people to live free in a sovereign and democratic state. I would like to congratulate all of you for choosing the path of public service and for honoring your responsibilities not only as citizens of the United States of America, but also embodying the Hellenic ideals of your forebears who considered public service a high ideal and a responsibility for all citizens. Thank you all also for honoring your Greek heritage by celebrating this landmark anniversary in the history of Greece, and for the work that you do in your local Greek American and broader community, as well as in support of Hellenic ideals. It is my hope that when this pandemic goes by the wayside, we will have the opportunity to meet and share our thoughts and ideas in person. All my best wishes for a successful celebration. Χρόνια πολλά.
Great, and now we will hear a message of greeting from the Consul General of Greece here in New York, a stranger to none of us, and that is Mr. Konstantinos Koutras.
Dear friends and fellow Greeks, this year our nation celebrates 200 years since the beginning of our struggle for freedom and independence. Compared to Hellenism history, which spans millennia, 2 centuries pass in the blink of an eye. Yet, this is exactly how fast Greece transformed. Despite their difficulties, Greeks are now a confident, modern nation, member of the European Union family. This transformation could not have been achieved without the support of the United States of America. From the moment our Greek forefathers wrote the famous letter to John Quincy Adams in 1821 to the 20th century Marshall Plan, US legislators have contributed immensely to our own European dream. New York State's resolution recognizing March as Greek History Month in honor of Greek Independence Day fills us with pride. The same pride we feel every year as we watch our children celebrating our Greek parade here in New York City. It is a tradition with a twofold symbolism. We honor our Greek ancestors for establishing a country, and we thank the American people for giving us a place to call home. This is the reason I wish to thank and congratulate our Greek American legislators. Greece is very appreciative of your contribution. Happy anniversary to everyone. Many happy returns of the day.
And of course, no event would be complete, even though we often associate both our families in Greece and Cyprus jointly. And so we've also are fortunate to have some greetings from the Consul General of Cyprus here in New York, Mr. Alexis Vendemos Vade.
Dear friends, allow me first to thank New York State's Greek American legislators for giving me the opportunity to present a short greeting during a statewide virtual Greek Independence Day celebration. As a representative of Cyprus to New York, I am proud to note that the island from which I originate also contributed to the Greek War of Independence, with the darkest moment being the July 9th, 1821 Ottoman execution of the then Archbishop of Cyprus Kyprianos by hanging, as well as the execution of an additional 486 Cypriots, including 3 metropolitans, by method of beheading. The unity amongst Hellenism at the time was one of the most important contributors to the success of the War of Independence. That is a lesson for us today as we face aggression and revisionism from Ankara, whose leadership has openly expressed an ambition to abolish the Treaty of Lausanne, which, among other, stipulates the Republic of Turkey's international borders. Let us honor all those who sacrificed their lives for Greece's freedom. Ευχαριστώ και χρόνια πολλά.
All right, great. We are waiting a few minutes for the arrival of our keynote speaker, and that is His Eminence Archbishop Foros of America. But I do see that we have been joined by Senator Gianaris, the Deputy Majority Leader of the New York State Senate, and the first Greek American elected to office here in New York, and someone that we all look. So those of us in public service all look up to. He kind of charted the path for us. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to him for his remarks. Mike?
Thank you, Andrew, and I'm so proud that we get to have an event like this with so many Greek American legislators. Andrew's right. When I was elected many years ago, I was the first Greek American elected from New York City, and I promised at the time that I wouldn't be the last. And now we have such great people as those who are on this call with us. Andrew, of course, is well known to our community and has done great work in the state Senate. And we've got Daphne Jordan, James Skoufis, and the two assembly members who are with us, Tannousis and Lemondes. And we represent both parties. We've got men and women, and we work together on issues of importance to our community. And so it's a source of great pride for me that the community is so strong right now. We've continued to stay involved and open the door for others to walk through. And I got to tell you, we're looking at the next generation on Andrew's lap right there, Senator Gounardes' lap. He's already got his Shoya outfit on. And unfortunately, we're not doing this in person. We're not having the parade in person. We're missing out on so many things due to the pandemic. But it's amazing that we're able to get everyone together virtually and continue to celebrate our heritage and all the great things that our parents, our grandparents did for us by coming to the United States and maintaining their presence in the Omogenia for all of us. And so I want to also thank, I know he's not here yet, but the Archbishop for joining us, and of course the Consuls General, the ambassadors, everyone who does such a great job representing the homeland. It is something that has fueled my involvement in politics. If you want to know how long I've been at it, there was a Greek American that ran for president many years ago, almost 40 years ago now, and that was my start in politics. So I always give a thank you to Mike Dukakis for paving the way for me, and I've hoped that I would have been able to do the same for others along the way. I think I was supposed to present an award to one of our honorees, but I don't think she can make it because she's stuck at work. But I do want to give a shout out to Georgia Konsomanis, who is one of the top people at the Board of Elections in New York City. Unfortunately, she's not with us on the Zoom tonight, but we'll get her proclamation after the fact. And Andrew, thank you for organizing and emceeing this. Zito Elas, χρόνια πολλά σε όλους. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Thank you so much, Senator Gianaris. Next, I'm going to turn the microphone over to my fellow colleague from upstate New York, and that is Senator James Skoufis.
Thanks very much, Andrew. And I'm really delighted to be here with you and Senator Gianaris and our legislative colleagues. And, you know, as Andrew noted, I'm a little bit upstate in the Hudson Valley, Rockland, Orange counties. I don't have as many Greeks in my district as Senator Gounardes and Senator Gianaris, but what we lack in numbers, we certainly make up for in passion. So I'm delighted to be part of the Greek caucus in Albany. And look, my father came here with my papu and my yaya in the 1960s. And my grandfather, his first job when he got to New York State was at the Nathan's hot dog stand in Coney Island. And he worked there for decades. It was his only job. And he was so proud to be here with his family. And, you know, he came here with the pride of Greece. And, you know, that's how I sit here right now. And so, you know, with my colleagues, we passed a resolution on the New York State Senate floor earlier this week commemorating the 200th anniversary of Greek independence. Certainly, our people have left an indelible mark over the millennia, but 200 years is something to be extraordinarily proud of, winning independence from the Ottoman Empire. And so I thank you, Senator Gounardes, for bringing us together, for organizing this. I don't know if my honoree is with us or not, but when I talk about the passion of our local Senate district's Greek small but growing Greek community. Nick Padias represents just that. He's involved in basically every possible local organization and initiative and good cause in and around Highland Falls, which, for those of you who don't know, is at the gates of West Point. Anything that is Greek related in Orange County and the Hudson Valley, Nick Padias is usually leading the charge. He's a member of St. Nicholas's Church in Newburgh, an active member, and he embodies what it means to be a Greek American in New York and in the Hudson Valley. And so I'm delighted to present him a proclamation when I see him in person in the coming days. And thank you again, Senator Gounardes. Happy anniversary to the entire diaspora and everyone that is in Greece.
Thank you, Senator Skoufis. I think we're just 1 minute out from the Archbishop joining us. I will say, as a kind of a point of personal privilege, that Senator Gianaris' honoree, Georgia, happens to be a constituent of mine, someone that I know very well, but who certainly services and represents the spirit of the entire Greek American community. So really a fantastic choice and honoree for there. And also, Senator Skoufis and I share an association in that his father is a small business owner in my district. And so when I'm not seeing Senator Skoufis up in Albany, literally 1 block over from where my district office is, I can go and visit Senator Skoufis' father and get all of my Greek groceries from his store. So it's nice that we're able. The Greek community is so large, but as we all know, really so small. And as we always joke, everyone knows everyone else, and clearly that bears out. Just by the people who are participating tonight and their honorees, and just how we're all interconnected with each other. I do believe that His Eminence is imminent, and so I will just hold here for a second. I will also say we were going to be joined by Senators Jordan and Assemblymember Lemondes. They are not able to be here with us in person due to prior commitments, but they have taped their greetings and their remarks, and we will play them shortly after the Archbishop offers his keynote address, and we do thank them for their involvement in this event. It's great that we have so many Greek Americans in government service. I think Senator Gianaris is right. Many of us were inspired by the example set by people that came before us, whether it was Michael Dukakis running for president, or individuals like Senator Paul Sarbanes, who was a personal hero of mine. We are all inspired by the trailblazers who came ahead of us. And it's on their shoulders that we continue their work of public service. So with that, I am now very pleased to introduce to you all someone who needs no introduction, and that is our Archbishop, His Eminence Archbishop Agilophoros of America, to offer tonight's keynote remarks. Your Eminence?
Hello, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Dear New York State Senators and Assemblymen, fellow Greeks, fellow patriots, I'm delighted to join together with all of you this evening, the eve of the bicentennial of the Greek Revolution of 1821. I want to thank and commend all of you, the Greek American representatives for the people, for taking this initiative to bring our New York State Greek community together in this virtual way to commemorate and celebrate the National Day of Greece. As everyone should know, the Empire State is home to a very large Greek Orthodox community of proud Greek Americans. But it is also the state where so much of the American War of Independence was waged and ultimately won. In fact, nearly 1/3 of all the battles of the American Revolution happened right here in the great state of New York. And those of us who know about the freedom fighters who rose up in 1821, whom we commemorate today, also know that they took inspiration from their American counterparts. The former commander-in-chief of Greece and founder of the modern Greek state, Petros Mavromichalis, said to the citizens of the United States in 1821 the following: "It is in your land that liberty was fixed her abode, and in imitating you, We shall imitate our ancestors and be thought worthy of them if we succeed in resembling you. These are the words of Petros Mavromichalis. The interplay between the two nations, Greece, the fountainhead of democracy for the world, and America, which has become the world's most successful democracy, has resonated powerfully through the centuries. We know that the most loyal ally of the United States through these past 200 years has been Greece. It is known that the first American volunteer to travel to Greece and to join the Greek War of Independence was a man from a New York family, George Jervis, the son of an American diplomat, Benjamin Jervis. He went to Greece in the year 1822 to join the fight. He died in Greece in the year 1828, but not before he learned the Greek language and joined the Kleftes, becoming known as Kapitan Zervos. He inspired others to join the cause as well and sent help to Greece to support the revolution. Today, throughout the Greek-American communities of New York, 200 years after the revolution, we look upon these nations with gratitude. We are the beneficiaries of both these brilliant democracies that led the world with the causes of freedom of conscience and fundamental human rights. Here in the New York State, the motto Excelsior calls all of us to the higher ground of freedom, to the higher ground of justice and equality for all. The heroes of 1821, like the revolutionaries of 1776, aspired for these values. Let us then be inspired by their example and continue the struggle. My sisters and brothers, thank you for this commemoration today and for your dedication to remembering this noble past, the past that together we may create a more noble future. Zito η Ελλάδα. Zito το ελληνικό έθνος. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Eminence, for your words and your remarks and for joining us this evening. And I know that there are Vespers tonight, and so we really appreciate you setting aside a few minutes to join us for this statewide celebration. And thank you for the leadership you provide, not just for our church, but also as a, kind of the de facto symbolic figurehead for all Greek Americans, and certainly one of our national leaders. So we thank you very much.
I love this little cholya that you have in your arms.
You see, we got them all set up.
Evangelos, it's his name day tomorrow.
Yes, Evangelos.
God bless you and your little boy.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Now we are going to hear some remarks from another senator who represents the upstate part of New York, and that is Senator Daphne Jordan.
Yasu, this is Senator Daphne Jordan. I'm proud to offer my welcome as part of the New York State Senate's celebration of Greek Independence Day and the 200th anniversary of Greece's independence. I also thank Senator Gounardes for putting this event together and our honored guests for participating. Greek Independence Day offers us an opportunity to reflect on our Greek heritage, which is incredibly important to me and my family. I'm a second-generation Greek American. My yaya and papu Veris hail from Evia and Mytilene. My yaya and papu Larius are from Castania and Skouda. My father's full name was Democritus Dimitri Venizelos Veris, a very meaningful name. Democritus, of course, the notion of democracy, is long rooted in Greek history. The middle name, Venizelos, was so given because Sophocles Venizelos, the prime minister of Greece at that time, christened my dad and was his godfather. Like so many Greeks who emigrated to the United States, my grandparents were proud to assimilate all that was American while never forgetting their Greek roots, culture, traditions, religion, and values. The Greek Orthodox Church and its community was and is vital to carrying on the traditions and culture today. In fact, an early mission of my grandfather, James A. Varus, was to select, buy land, and construct the Greek Orthodox Church of the Annunciation in Scranton, Pennsylvania in 1926. That's a bit about my Greek heritage. But now, as part of our observance of Greek Independence Day, I'm proud to name my constituent, Edward Millian, as my honoree, who is well known in the Greek community that is St. Basil Greek Orthodox Church in Troy. I will be presenting this Senate proclamation to him. Edward Millian, or Uncle Ed as he's known by everyone, is 92 years young, a first-generation Greek American, born and raised in Troy. He went to local schools and attended Troy High School for 1 year before going to work to help his family. Ed entered military service in 1946, was a member of the U.S. Army Air Force serving in the role of military police stationed in Arizona, protecting American military aircraft, and was honorably discharged in 1948. Thereafter, Ed did government work through the GI Bill of Rights. He worked for Bruno Brothers as a mechanic and then took a job at Norton Company Sandpaper, which is now St. Gobain in Hoosick Falls. After 30 years, he retired in 1991. He has volunteered in every way possible at St. Basil Greek Orthodox Church, starting at age 5 as an altar boy, and is proudly Father Manny's oldest altar boy. He has served on the parish council as an altar server and works year after year and for all 3 days at the Greek festival. He does painting at the church as well as electrical and carpentry work, and has worked on every restoration project and was an instrumental part of the church's West Wing expansion. As Father Emmanuel Montezouris, economist, said, "This man is rooted in this parish. We have to fight to get him off the ladder. He's always looking for projects and work, is a quiet person, is behind the scenes, always helping the church and our church community. He is a very humble man. It doesn't matter if you're on a park bench or park place, Uncle Ed respects and helps everyone." Uncle Ed visited Greece in 2009, spent a few weeks there, went to see where his mother and father were born and to see the family's church on Antros Island. When asked, what does being Greek and Greece mean to him, his response was, "All my relatives came from there. It's a great place, great people. If you see Greece in person, it's phenomenal. The Greek food will keep you going." And you know what? He's living proof. Zito Alas.
Thank you so much, Senator Jordan. And now I'm happy to introduce to you all a newly elected Assembly member from Staten Island and Brooklyn, and that is Assembly Member Michael Tannousis.
Thank you so much, Senator Gounardes. Thank you so much for having me today. I am myself, and I believe Assemblyman Lemondes as well, are the newly elected Greek American state legislators that came into office in January. And for me, it was a very proud moment for myself to be able to introduce into the Assembly the Senate counterpart that Senator Gianaris introduced for the Greek, to name March as Greek History Month. It was a very proud moment for me, especially as the son of Cypriot refugees. My parents lost everything in 1974, and when Turkey invaded Cyprus, and we're still, the struggle is still happening. So to me, it's a very special event. I have to tell you that everyone at home should be careful. Last week, I tested positive for COVID on Thursday. So I've been fighting this virus for the past few days, but I didn't want to miss this for anything in the world. And I just want to say that when they asked me which person I wanted to honor in the district and who is the definition of Hellenism in the district, I chose Ms. Zoe Koutsopakis. She's the senior vice president of Signature Bank. She's also involved in every type of Hellenic event or organization in Bay Ridge you can imagine. and the citation for the New York State Assembly was not big enough, just to give you an example of what I wanted to put in here. So Zoe couldn't be here tonight with us, but I wanted to let her know that I'll be sending her the citation. I'm also happy to hear that one of my very, very good friends, Georgia Kutsamanis, will be receiving a citation as well for all her hard work. And as Alex, the Consul General to Cyprus, said in the chat a few minutes ago, the struggle is not over. It's continuous. I'm happy that we have 6 legislators now in the New York State Assembly. And I think that as we go, we should be able to increase the influence of Greek Americans here in the United States. So it's a very, very proud moment for me. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you, Senator Gounardes, for organizing this.
Thank you, Assemblymember. And I believe that we have a video from Michael's honoree, Zoe Kutsoutakis.
Your Eminence, Archbishop Elphidophorus of America, Senators Andrew Gounardes, Michael Gianaris, Daphne Jordan, and May Skoufis, Assemblymen John Lemondes and Michael Tannousis, distinguished guests, dear friends, and today's honorees. I appreciate and thank you all for what you do for the Greek American community. I want to thank Assemblyman Michael Tannousis for this great honor. You are a very special person, and I hold high respects for you. You make all the Greek Cypriot Americans very proud, Michael. Today, we are celebrating the Greek Independence Day. This day reminds us that the Greeks in 1821 declared to all known people that time that Greece fought throughout the centuries for liberty, human rights, freedom, and justice for all. Greece until today is fighting to perpetuate the human values, the democratic and humanitarian ideals. Ζήτω η Ελλάδα μας, ζήτω το 1821.
Great, thank you so much, Zoe. And now we will hear some remarks from also newly elected Assembly member from the upstate community, Assemblymember John Lemondes.
Yasis, fellow Greeks, I'm Assemblyman John Lemondes and want to let you know that I'm disappointed I'm unable to join you in real time tonight, but so happy to share with you my best wishes on our Independence Day bicentennial celebration. I want to thank my fellow Greek American colleagues in state government, Archbishop Elphidophorus, Consul General Koutras, and Ambassador Papadopoulou for all your efforts and advocacy on behalf of the Greek American community. I look forward to the next time when we can celebrate in person and want to give special praise to our Greek American clergy for all they have done for our families, communities, and spiritual lives since our arrival to America. Congratulations on 200 years and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, John, for joining us. Now, I think many of my colleagues have already said much of what I kind of want to express about why it's so important that we celebrate and pay tribute today of all days, Greece's 200th anniversary of its independence. As Greek Americans, we tend to wear our pride on our sleeves, and we can't go a day or an hour without boasting to someone or a group of people how proud we are that we're Greek and how great it is that we invented democracy and medicine and drama and poetry and all these things. And even when we see fellow Greeks, we always kind of one-up each other and say, who's from the better village? Who's from the better island? Who's from the better this, better that? It's in our nature, I think, to be very proud of who we are. And we're always proud of who we are. But especially a year like this, especially a time like right now, it's so important that we do celebrate and just reflect on 200 years of independence for our ancestors and what that means for them, what that means for the homeland, what that means for us as Greek Americans who are carrying on the legacy that our forefathers laid out for us so many years ago. I am an incredibly proud fourth generation Greek American. My great grandparents came here from Asia Minor, from Caesarea, from Constantinople. My other grandfather came here from Karidami, Lachios. I could not be more proud of my heritage, of my culture, of the history that brought me to this place. And I'm so excited and so proud to celebrate it with all of you this evening. I'm also incredibly excited to announce my honoree for our celebration tonight, someone who is known all across Southern Brooklyn for so many reasons, and that is, of course, Ms. Vicky Simeyatos and the Vicky Simeyatos Performing Arts Center. Vicky came here in 1970 on a scholarship, and shortly thereafter opened up her dance studio right here in Bay Ridge on 3rd Avenue. And in the generations since then, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of young people and not so young people have gone to her studio, have graduated from her programs, have learned the beauty of the performing arts through her passion and her dedication and just her incredible way of making the arts come alive for so many people. And I know that it's more than just a passion for her, it's also a passion for her family. We are joined this evening as well by her 2 daughters, Despina and Martina. So thank you so much for joining us. And it's not just the Greek community that well knows Vicky and her dance studio. Everyone in Southern Brooklyn either sent their children there, or their neighbors sent their children there, or they went to a performance there, or they went, and it's so ingrained in the culture of Southern Brooklyn. So I'm so excited to celebrate you, Vicky, and all the work you've done. And I'm really glad you were able to join us this evening. And now, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to say a few remarks.
Okay, good evening. I am so proud to be here with this distinguished panel as we celebrate the 200 years of our Greek independence. I would like to thank our Senator Andrew Gounardes for giving me this great honor, recognizing my contribution to the performing arts for 48 years in the Brooklyn community. Senator Andrew Gounardes is a fine, caring, intelligent man who is dedicated to the safety and the well-being of our community. I have known him since he was a child, having the pleasure to teach his lovely sister Patricia at my studio. Their parents, Dr. Stephen Gounardes and Diane, active members of the Bay Ridge community for many years, have instilled in their children all the great values of life and the love of our Greek heritage. As a parent myself, I am fortunate that my daughters, Martina and Despina, value our Greek heritage and share my love for the performing arts. I am proud they are now my partners because they truly are the extension of me. I am sure they will successfully continue the legacy of the Vicky Simeggiatos Performing Arts Center. I would like to thank my husband Dimitri Kavrakos and my late husband Evangelos Simeggiatos for the love and support they have given me throughout the journey of my life. I would like to extend a huge thank you to all my friends and relatives for believing in me and my dreams. I love you all. Thank you. Zito η Ελλάδα.
Thank you so much, Vicky. And you're right, my sister was your student, and I have many fond memories of seeing recitals year after year and the performances that she participated in, but of course, what everyone participated in, for your annual performances. And it was really, really a special memory of mine to hold on to. So I'm so honored that you were able to join us, and really you are deserving of this recognition. And now to close out our performance or our celebration this evening, we have a special performance from the Vicky Simeggiatos Performing Arts Center. It is an interpretive dance to kind of commemorate Greek heritage and culture, and that'll be our final presentation for this evening. Right, great. Well, that concludes tonight's celebration. It was a short celebration, but certainly a sweet one for the 200th anniversary of Greece's independence. Of course, with a milestone this big, we all, certainly everyone on this video tonight, encourages you all to continue to celebrate your heritage, your culture, in every single way you know how. I certainly am going to make it a priority for my little one here. But please remember to celebrate Greece's independence. Zito Yalas, Zito Eleftheria. Thank you so much to my co-hosts, to my co-sponsors, to my fellow legislators. Congratulations to all of our honorees, and everyone have a great night. Thank you.